Welcome into Factfinder Investigates. I'm Dylan Domingue. We're learning new details about the events leading up to the death of 6-year-old Kennedy Schroer after her body was found buried in the backyard of a Rose Hill home. This just over a week after both her adoptive parents were arrested in connection with her death. This week, we received the affidavit to that. Now, in it, it says Kennedy was placed inside of a box covered with blankets in a baby crib moments before her death. The affidavit explaining how her adoptive mother, Christina Schroer, put her in the box for punishment while her adoptive father, Joseph Schroer, was at work. According to the document, when Christina did go to let Kennedy out the box, she had turned blue and was unresponsive. That is when it's believed that Christina left the house with Kennedy for several hours, eventually burying her in the backyard of their Rose Hill home. Now, additional evidence also showing Christina had a history of punishing her children by placing them in boxes. Additionally, the affidavit explaining that she would weigh down those boxes with heavy blankets and a baby crib. We do know from this document that DCF has been to the home and had been to it just weeks before Kennedy's remains were found. We have filed an open records request for the DCF report, and we've been told that we will be provided with that next week. New details also emerging this week on the deadly mid-air collision last month between American Airlines Flight 5342 out of Wichita and an Army Black Hawk helicopter. The NTSB chairman says there's no indication the Black Hawk crew could tell there was an impending collision before it crashed into Flight 5342. Investigators say the helicopter crew may have had bad information on the altitude from their altimeter, as the pilots had differing altitudes seconds before the crash. One helicopter pilot thought they were at 300 feet. The other thought they were at 200. The NTSB says it's not prepared to say exactly how high the helicopter was at impact.
We are looking at the possibility of there may be bad data. We're looking at, were they seeing something different in the cockpit that differs from the FDR data, which was radio altimeter.
The agency says the transmission from the tower that instructed the helicopter to go behind the plane may not have been heard by the crew because the pilot may have keyed her radio at the same second and stepped on the transmission from the ATC. The Black Hawk crew was also likely wearing night vision goggles throughout that entire flight. 64 people were on board Flight 5342. 3 soldiers were on the helicopter. Everyone involved in both of those were killed. The NTSB says it will take more than a year to get a final report on that crash. The chairman says many issues are still being probed, and there's a lot of work left to do. A bulk mailer causing some confusion among voters in upcoming Wichita schools bond vote. We heard from viewers about this, and Factfinder started digging into it. Inside the mailer includes a partially filled out advanced mail ballot application, a flyer from Vote No Bond, and no clear indication of who sent that. Factfinder investigator Sean Logging here to break it all down and what the law says about these mailers.
Here's where the confusion starts. Late last week, people started getting this letter with no return address or details of who sent it. Inside, a return envelope addressed to the Sedgwick County Election Office. An unsolicited, partially filled out advanced ballot application, only missing their driver's license, signature, and date. And this flyer for Vote No Bond. With the return envelope addressed to the election office, it's led to confusion if that's where it came from. The Sedgwick County Election Office says it did not come from them.
We do not send out mail ballot applications unsolicited.
Though Election Commissioner Laura Rainwater says the office is fielding a lot of questions.
We've received emails and phone calls and people showing up here saying, hey, I already received my mail ballot. You know, I already sent one in. They're confused. You only get, if we have record that we've already sent you a mail ballot, obviously we are not going to send you a second mail ballot. We do keep record of that.
Rainwater says the election office doesn't have the authority or ability to investigate things like this. She adds the election office is unbiased, so it would never send out information for one side or another. Another of her concerns is the flyer included has incorrect information on it about the election, like saying polls open at 6 a.m. on Election Day, February 25th, when they won't actually open until 7 a.m. State law allows for people, groups, or organizations to mail a registered voter an advance ballot application. But the exterior and items included except for the application should have the name of the person or organization that sent it, their address, a statement saying disclosure this is not a government mailing, it is from a private individual or organization, and no portion of the application should be completed. A violation could result in a misdemeanor.
And this week we did reach out to Vote No Bond, but still have not heard back. Rainwater tells us that the advance mail applications in the mailers are valid and they can be returned to get an advance ballot. Now, if people want an advance mail application, you can call or email the election office to request that, and it will be sent to you. Advanced in-person voting for the bond vote will start next Tuesday at the election office at 8 a.m. Next Tuesday is also the deadline to request an advance mail ballot.
I said, this sounds like a scam. And I said, and so he kept talking to me, and it was just my son's voice. It was my son's voice, just as plain as day.
A Wichita woman says she's still trying to understand what happened after she nearly fell for an old phone scam, just with a new twist. She says she received a phone call thinking it was from her son, who was in trouble and needed money to bail out of jail. Turns out the voice she heard on the phone was AI generated, made to sound exactly like her son, only it wasn't. She was told she needed to go to her bank and take out $25,000. And then she was instructed that once she got the money, to put it in a box on her porch where someone would go and pick it up. She rushed to the bank, but while sitting in the parking lot, she called her son's wife to tell her what happened, and his wife said it was a scam and was able to confirm that he was in fact okay. She says that she had a feeling it was a scam, but hearing her son's voice made her ignore all the red flags.
I was so shook up that something like this almost happened to me. It threw me into a stage of depression, and I didn't want to be around anybody. I wasn't returning any phone calls.
Now, Florence never lost any money, and she did report her case to police. Experts say this is a complicated scam where scammers find videos of you talking on social media to clone your voice using AI. While this scam is not common, it still can happen. So it's advised to set up a code word with your family. So if you ever receive a call like this, use your code word to determine if it is a scam or not.
Where are the threats, and what are you doing about those threats? We've got to get pilots informed about this, because it's the smallest blade of grass. If it goes unkept, it becomes a wild field, and then we've got problems.
Our national investigative team found more than a dozen major airports all across the country. They're sinking, which is already causing some runways to crack up and fracture. We'll look to the ongoing challenges to keep passengers and workers safe.